Hi friend, welcome to the live study channel. Today I am going to discuss cloud computing interview question and answer for fresher and experience both. So let's start. My first question is, what is cloud computing? Cloud computing is an on-demand ability of computer system resource that use the cloud to provide the services when the user need them and help the user available of a more extensive network of global web services. Means the scene faster adoption into the mainstream than the other technology within the domain. This adoption has been fueled mainly by the ever increasing number of smartphones, mobile device, mobile device, tablet, desktop, laptop, okay, which may access the through the web applications, through the platform, okay, and the set up the storage through the network, database, connect to the database. Means the cloud computing is not just for the organization and business purpose. It is also useful for the standard person. It is enabled us to run software program without installing them on our computer. Means without install the separate server. Without installation the separate server, you can store file on the cloud base. Like files are stored on cloud base. Means it is enable the store and access the multiple files, multimedia content, online content in a database. Pooled computing resources available through the cloud computing are proven to supply tremendous benefits to business organization. Are any useful in a cloud? In a cloud there are some for example, okay, means software as a service, okay, and the company basically use the Salesforce infrastructure. This one, infrastructure as a service, DigiOcean is a company name is DigiOcean. Platform as a service, AWS, okay. File sharing plus data storage, I think it's not. I think everyone is know that about your company name. Sorry, is about the storage, cloud storage. Is a very famous name is Dropbox, right? Dropbox, drives, big data, big data analysis, civics analytics, data governance, Carbonite, cyber security, and it's and the main storage means how to work cloud computing, okay, like it's a application platform infrastructure. So basically it's a companies may not have to need to own a computing storage at data centers, so they pay for service to rent their computing infrastructure, and they have access to their application or stored data from the cloud service provider. Means service provider means Amazon, Google Cloud. So this is a really a good thing to trust on our side company with your data. It may be sound strange, means is odd, but the answer is yes, okay. So the companies and firm does not have to put up with the upfront cost of the building and maintenance their own IT infrastructure. Means you cannot put on organization the organization in a server organization in the server base. So they just pay the computing space they need when we need it for a cloud computing service. This because a profitable business, as they only have to sell the same product, is a cloud storage to more and more customers. And this time, I think these times you have, it's a good knowledge in a storage installation of the server. So Amazon cloud, Amazon is provide so 1 year's free storage. Okay, so if you think about it, somewhere every corners of the world there must be a building that contain this massive computer storage. But why then are they called cloud computing services? And underlining the concept about cloud computing is that the location of the storage and all its features such as hardware, operating system, those does not concern the end user at all. This is why the people in charge call it is cloud computing. They took metaphor of the cloud from old telecom networks semantics in which the public telephones networks, later the internet, okay, was often represented as a cloud to denote that the underlying technology were irrelevant. Okay, so there are some components using these infrastructures, means monitoring content, identify object storage, compute, network, block storage, in the queue, database, communication, finance, means cost collaboration. There are some issue necessary combined in the cloud computing. Okay, move to the another question. Another question is what are the benefit of cloud computing? The top of the benefits, there are some. If it's basically the cloud computing, there are some benefits like efficiency. Okay, efficiency, accessibility, cost saving, security. Okay, is sustainable, collaboration, operational issue. Okay, disaster recovery, flexibility, and increasing the collaborations. So just one by one, just one by one I'm discussing. So first is efficiency. Efficiency means efficiency is in business operation is achieved with the following way through the utilization of cloud computing. Okay, accessibility means cloud computing facilitates the access of application and data from any location in the world or worldwide and any device with online connection. Okay, you can easily connect. Another point, cost saving means saving the money, means cloud computing over businesses with scalable computing resource, hence saving the money then on the worth of the acquiring and maintaining them. Means these resources are purchased on pay as you go basis, means suggest business pay just for the resource they use. This has proven to be less expensive than acquiring the resource on their own. In simple sentence means, suppose I am using is 1 GB bandwidth. Okay, yeah, 500, just 1 GB bandwidth, and my cost just pay for 1 GB bandwidth. I'm not pay the whole server space. Okay, another point is security. Security means cloud provider ex- is basically those private cloud service which have stripped to implement the simplicity, security standard and procedure to grant clients data safe with the cloud system. So it's a very most important, like SSL, this type of security also have the provide in AWS. Another point is disaster recovery means, suppose cloud computing is the for most efficient means the little, medium and every large enterprise to backup and restore their data and application in a fast and releasable way. Flexibility and increase the collaboration with the capability of cloud computing. Industrials from different places can collaborate in business project without necessary have they certified. Okay, another point is how does resource replication take place in cloud computing. Very the this point means supervises physical server, physical servers. There are some virtual IP you have just create a in a instance in AWS. Just create the virtual server on storage and then use storage. It's a simple way. So just I am discuss is a little brief about the replication take place in cloud computing means replication is creation of multiple instances of the same IT, okay, resource. It is typically performed when IT resource availability and performance are needed to be enhanced. The virtualization technology is adapted to implement the resource application mechanism in order to replicate the cloud based IT resource. Right? So in this storage to this one means virtual replication to implement this one. Another point is not another point is the next question is, what are the different data type used in cloud computing means the various cloud data type including emails, text, boolean, decimal, local numbers, data, date, image, contact, etc. As we know, data that is increased the day by day, so it is needed for the new data types to store the new data. For example, if you want to store video, then you need to a new data type. Another question is, what are the different what are the different version of the cloud computing? There are primary deployment deployment models of the cloud means only two, public and private. But in this but there are another also have means hybrid, multi cloud. Okay, so my first question is so just is a public, right? Public cloud means the set of hardware, networking, storage, service, application and interface on and operated by a third party for use by the other companies or individuals in the public cloud. This commercial provider create a highly scalable data center that hide the detail of the underlying infrastructure from the consumer. Public cloud are visual because they offer many options for computing, storage and rich set of other services. But in a private cloud, the set of hardware, networking, storage service, application, and infrastructure on any operated by an organization for use of the it is employed partner or customers in the private cloud. This can be created and managed by a third party of the cloud, third party of the exclusive use of the enterprise. The private cloud is highly controlled environment, not open the public consumption. Thus, it is sit behind a firewall. Hybrid means the most company use a combination of private computing resources and a public service called hybrid environment. Multi-cloud means some companies is additional as use a variety of public cloud service to support the different developer and business unit called multi-cloud environment. Another point is sorry, not another point. Another question is what are the cloud storage level? There are some storage level. The cloud storage device mechanism provides a common level of data storage such as files, blocks, dataset, object. So files means the collection of data that are grouped into file that are located in folder. But in the block means a block is the smallest unit of data that is individually accessible. It is lowest level of storage and the cost to the hardware. Data set means data set organized into a table based delimited or record format. Object means data and the associated data metadata with it is organized as waste resources. Each of the above data storage level is associated with the concerned type of the technical interface. This interface corresponding to a particular type of cloud storage device and the cloud storage service used to expose it is. Why are microservices important for a true cloud environment? The resource why microservices are so important for a true cloud environment is because of these four key benefits. Each microservices is built to serve a specific and limited purpose, and hence application development is simplified. A small development team can then focus on writing code for some of the narrowly defined and easily understood functions. Code changes will be smaller and less complex than with a complex integrated application, making it easier and faster to make change, whether to fix a problem or to upgrade service with new requirement. Accessibility make it is easier to deploy an additional instance of a service or change that service as need evolve. Microservices are fully tested and validated when new application leverage existing microservices. Developer can consume the integrity of the new application without the need for continual testing. Move to the another question. Another question is why APIs is used in cloud service. APIs means application programming interface used in a cloud platform because it is provide a alternative way that you don't need to write the fully flagged program. It make communication between one or more application. It create application and link the cloud service with the another system. Another question is explain hybrid and community cloud. Hybrid means it is considered multiple service provider. It is a combination of public and private cloud features. It is used by the company when they require both private and public cloud. Both Okay, but in a competitive cloud means model is acute, expensive, and use them the organization having common goals and requirement, and are ready to share the benefits of the cloud service. Another question is, what is the difference between cloud computing and mobile computing? Cloud computing is when you store your files and folder in a cloud on the internet. This will give you the flexibility to access all your files and folder wherever you are in the world, but we do need a physical device with the internet access to access it. But mobile computing is the take a physical device with you. This could be a laptop or mobile phone or some device. Mobile computing and cloud computing are somewhat analogous. Mobile computing used the concept of cloud computing. Cloud computing provide the user with the data where which they required, while in the mobile computing applications run on the remote server and give the user access for storage and managing the data. Another question is, what is the difference between accessibility and elasticity? Accessibility is the characteristics of data computing that is used to handle the increasing workload by increasing the proportion amount of resource capacity by the user of accessibility. The architecture provides on-demand resource in the traffic is rising the requirement. But in a elasticity is a characteristic that provide the concept of commissioning and decommissioning of a large amount of resource capacity dynamically. It is measured by the speed at which the resources are on demand and the usage of the resource. Another question is, what is the usage of utility computing means? Utility computing or the computer utility is the service provisioning model in which a service provider make a computing resource and infrastructure management available to the customer as need and charge them the specific usage other than a flag rate. Utility computing is the flag in managed by an organization that decide what type of service has to be deployed from the cloud. It is facility user to pay only for what they use. Another question is, what how would you secure data for transport in the cloud? When the transporting data in a cloud computing environment, keep two things in mind. First is VPN, okay, and firewalls encrypted. Make sure that no one can interrupt your data as it is moved from point A to point B in the cloud, and make sure no data leak, malicious or otherwise, from any storage in cloud means a VPN. VPN is one way to secure data while it is being transported in a cloud. A VPN converts the public network to private network. In need wave a well designed VPN will incorporate two things. In the firewall, encryptions will act as a barrier between the public and any private networks. Encryption means protect your sensitive data from hackers. Only the computer that you send it is should have the key to decide the data. Check is no data leak with the encryption. The implementation with the data you send while it is moved from point A to point B in the cloud. Another question is, name the data center deployed in cloud computing. The cloud computing is made of the various data center. They are containerized data centers and low density data center. These refer to traditional data center which provide access to high level of cust- customization with the server, mainframe and other resource. But low density data centers, data center are optimized for providing high performance. However, in this the space constraint is eliminated, thus providing high density. Another question is, what is the role of the API in cloud service? Application programming interface refer to an application programming interface used in the cloud application for providing easy implementation on the system. It helps in eliminating the need for writing full program. Moreover, it is offer the instruction for making the communication between one or more application. Using this, you can easily build application and link the cloud service with the other system. Another question is, how many modes are there in software as a service? SaaS. SaaS provides a cloud application platform for creating application with the tools provide the modes including simple multi-tenancy, fine grain multi-tenancy. In this user has its own resource with a different from others. This mode of SSS define the efficiency in which the use have to add more times and cost for more infrastructure in demand rise. As a fine grain multi-tendency in this, there is no change in the functionality and the resource can be shared between many. However, in this there is no sharing of data and application pers- permission, which make it is efficient. Another question is, maintain in what way could architecture provide automation and performance transparency? To provide the performance transparency and automation, there are many tools used by cloud architecture. It is allowed to manage the cloud architecture and monitor report. It also allows them to share the application using the cloud architecture. Automation is the key components of cloud architecture which help to improve the degree of quality. Okay, another question is, what are the security law which are implemented to secure data in a cloud? The security law which are implemented to secure data in cloud, there are processing control the data that is being processed correctly and completely in the application files. It manages and control the data being manipulated in any of the files. Reconcil output reconciliation. It controls the data which has to reconciled from input to output. Input validation means control the input data security, and backup means it provides security and backup. It is also control the security branches logs. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe this video and don't forget the bell icon. Thank you so much.